This means GeeK, do you need a 4K display? Indeed you need, definitely you need. If you're a web designer, if you're a web developer, if you're working on a high resolution image, if you're creating the web for the retina display for the iPad, then definitely you need 4K display. But in reality you don't. Even you want to get a 4K display, still you can't get a 4K display, especially if you're a Windows user like me. Windows 8.1, even the upcoming Windows 10 cannot work with 4K display. Even you blow up the DPI scaling to 500%, it do not work. Over the top, even the Windows start working with 4K, the apps do not work. So the question is always the same, then why the hell should we create the images, create the web for the retina display for 4K resolution? Even we can't use a 4K display. This is one of the weird question that is really freaking hard to answer. To creating images or a website that gonna work smooth on a iPad, then definitely you need a 4K display to create that kind of stuff. But I always create stuff on my full HD 1080p display with absolute no problem. When I'm saying full HD 1080p display will work much better than a 4K. And second thing is the scaling problem with 4K. If you're working for the iPad or for the retina display website, you can just scale, you can just scale up the resolution in the Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator, what kind of ever designing suite you are using, you can use that much better. And over the top is that 4K display do not have a solid 100% Adobe RGB color coverage or sRGB coverage, and nowadays 4K display are using the TN panel. For a web designer, for a web developer, you need a IPS panel with 100% Adobe coverage, and then the sRGB color coverage. And then for a web developer designer, it's much better go with the ultra wide 29:9 ratio monitor. Is much better. You can open two big IDE editor for your programming, for your Photoshop, whatever the hell you are doing is much better. You really do not need 4K. Even you want to use 4K, you can't use 4K due to the Windows scaling problem. Even the Apple new iMac, well, it's a bloody 5K, still it couldn't keep up with the apps. How to say, there's so bazillion application out there, desktop application on the Windows side and on the Mac side. Even the developer already said they are not going to repatch, they are not going to. Remember one thing, if you create a website for a normal, it's very even hard to change up the images if you create everything in the raster format rather than what is called one is raster, right, which is a JPEG, one is a vector format. If you create all of your artwork in raster images like JPEG, PNG, then it's freaking impossible to again recreate the same from the same source or easily repatch. Is freaking very hard. If you created the stuff in vector, then it's easy. But even if the smooth, the translation is not very smooth, to scaling up your web for 4K, then how the hell is it even is possible? It's very easy to scale up the, for example, like a normal application, like a normal video player, which is written for the normal window for 1080p or 144p. How the hell it can be scaled? You have to write all the source code from scratch. No developer are going to do. Yes, if there's a new version upcoming, yes, they are going to. Even the Microsoft Windows 10 do not support 4K natively. Why? Because Windows 10 is using the Windows NT kernel. I think they is using the same Windows 7 and Windows 8.1 kernel. They can't afford to write the same kernel from scratch. I think Windows 11 can be a native 4K support. They can afford that to write all the kernel from scratch. You have to write all the source code, all the material from scratch to support 4K. Very few. Even the Adobe Photoshop do not work absolutely smoothly on 4K. Basically, even the Photoshop is not written for 4K source code. If someone is creating an desktop application 2015, then he must create 4K in mind. But a lot of the stuff are written without 4K. If we are going to use your for next to 2 to 3 years, it's really impossible that all of the application we are using on desktop are going to be work in 4K smoothly. Impossible. In 2018-19, then 4K can become a standard. Everybody want a 4K display on their on their mobile phone. Nobody is even thinking to bring real 4K on a laptop and then make application and window work in a 4K smoothly. Definitely you don't need 4K, even you can't use 4K. 4K have a lot of problems. Go with a normal 1080p IPS panel, or it's better go with a QHD panel. 4K even known as QHD, do not go with 4K UHD, go with QHD or 1080p IPS. 100% color coverage, much better than 4K. 4K is just a gimmick up to right now, like that 3D TV. Yes, 4K is a really good if we are doing a lot of good photography, but doing video editing, image editing. But current hardware, current operating system, current software do not support 4K. Subscribe to my channel. It's me, Jimmy, GeeK. Bye bye.